So there's more than one way to roll a sleeping bag, but this is my preferred method for working with young kids because it just seems to be a little bit easier to do. So what you want to start with is you want to have a 6x8 tarp. Bigger than that is way too big for the kids. They're just not going to be able to handle it in the tent. Smaller than that, they're not going to be able to get it around their sleeping bag because their sleeping bags are going to probably be quite big. From there, once you have your tarp laid out, you want to have your bed mat. It can be a self-inflator like this, or it can be like blue foamy or whatever. Yoga mats are not very warm, so at this time of year, probably wouldn't recommend them, unless you're putting a couple of them together. On top of that, you're going to have your spare blanket. For fall and winter camping, it's really important to have 2 layers below you for every 1 layer above you. That gives you the extra warmth from the ground, and the tarp as well is also going to give you some extra warmth as well. On top of that, we've got our nice warm winter sleeping bag. If you don't have a warm sleeping bag and you have 2 summer sleeping bags, you can always double that up as well. I've done that. We have a little buddy, because it's very important when going to camp that you bring your little buddy along for a little safety. So we're going to tuck him right there. The other things you need is a piece of rope to tie the inside roll that we're going to make, and then we have longer rope that just wander right here. Some longer rope that we're going to use to tie the outside. So we're going to do this as a 2-step process. First, we're going to roll up our inside stuff, and then we're going to wrap our tarp around that. In the end, if you do this correctly and keep your tarp nice and tight, you'll have a completely waterproof bag. So if it's pouring down rain when you get to camp, you're still good. Everything will stay dry. And in the morning, you can tuck it back up in your tarp, and you don't have to worry about fog and all that making your sleeping bag wet. So that's how I'll get you to do this rolling. Right? So we're going to roll it up as tight as possible. I recommend the girls do this and not the parents, because at the end of camp, the girls have to roll up their own bedrolls. The leaders can't go around and fold up 20 bedrolls. It just gets a little bit overwhelming for us, as you can well imagine. Plus, if the girls roll it up, you'll know you'll have enough rope for when they roll it up at the end of camp, because it's probably going to be still nice and big. Okay, so when I'm doing my rope here, I've just made a little slip knot on the top, sliding it under. This is a really good thing to do with a partner. Pull it nice and tight, and going over here, and I'm going to do the same thing, wrap it around, and pull it nice and tight. If you got enough rope, you can tuck it around, and then use any kind of knot at all to secure it. Now we've got the inside done. Now comes the outside, which is the most important part, because if you don't do this part right, it's going to get wet, especially if it's raining. And there's always a chance for rain, especially in Nova Scotia. I guess you bring that side up. You can stand on this side with me. Again, this is something that the girls need to work in teams at the end of camp to finish off. So help your daughter out with it, by all means, or have one of her friends come over from guides and help her out with making her bed. So you've got the bed. The bedroll is right in the middle. So I've got space on both sides. And now what we're going to do is we're going to roll this down, keeping it nice and tight. Down to the bag. Now what you're going to have is somebody's going to kneel on it just to keep it secure while the other person gets the rope. Oh, the rope. So you need about 6 to 8 feet of rope for this, depending on how tight your daughter can get her sleeping bag rolled up. If she can't get it rolled up really tight, obviously you want a little bit more rope. A little extra rope goes a long way because you can just make a handle out of it if they get really good at rolling up their bedroll. A little longer. So, step one with your rope. You're going to fold it over, making a little bit of a bite there. Just wrap it around and make a very simple slip knot. Or, I think that's what's called. I'll get better at my knots later on in the year. So, tucking it underneath. I like to start about 1/3 of the way over on the sleeping bag part. So the sleeping bag ends here, so I'm going to start here. So I've wrapped it around, and I'm going to feed my rope through there. Should also add, the best kind of rope to use is braided rope. Please do not use the spiral rope, like the yellow stuff. It just slips, it doesn't hold a knot. So, nice and tight. Squishes my sleeping bag. I come over here, I put my knee down, and I'm wrapping it around the bag again. So the end of the sleeping bag is here. I'm a little over from 1/3, but that works. Slip your rope underneath. Pull it super tight. Okay, so now with your buddy, while one person holds the rope, your buddy's going to roll up the end of your bag. As tight as they possibly can. I'm going to take my rope and then flip my bag. When I get over on this side, I like to just tuck it under this first rope. It's not necessary, but it helps keep it nice and tight. So now my buddy's going to roll up the other side. And flip. So everything's nice and tight. I just tucked it underneath here. And now if I can get my camera to zoom in, come in here, I'm going to show you the knot. So, what I'm doing is I'm making a number 4. So this is the easiest way to teach this knot. It's underneath, come down, it's over top. Then from over top, I'm going to tuck it underneath to the middle of my 4 and yank it like that. And I'm going to make my number 4 again, bring it under, and yank like that. And you can do that one more time just to be nice and secure. This is a 1/2 hitch, pretty sure. Again, my brain is not working on what the knot names are, but I just call it the number 4 knot because it's easier for the girls to remember. So once you have that, we've got a little excess. That's great. So what I'm going to do with my excess is I'm just going to wrap it back and forth. And now I have a handle and a sleeping bag that I could kick into a lake, and it's not going to get wet. Thank you very much.